Hello, family. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well today. Let's talk about it, family. The residents in Georgia have deep concerns and questions about Tiffany's new business in Fulton County. Oh, we gonna talk about it, family. And family, have y'all noticed that Tiffany no longer has her gold microphone that she used to always talk with? You notice now she's over there in Fulton County with that gold slip cover on the microphone. Oh, she done went from the gold microphone to putting a slip gold cover on the microphone. That shows right there that times is real shaky and hard around that joint in that new camp she got over there in Fulton County. Yes. And we also want to talk about the urgent appeal in Carmelo Anthony's case. While they was trying to be funny by releasing his video on June 10th, then they messed around there and we was able to see more things that requires Carmelo Anthony to have an urgent appeal. Why they was trying to be funny on Juneteenth. Yes, y'all already know what we have to do for the ones in the back. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyrights Acts in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, fair use. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. This video is purely for fair use, opinion, and entertainment. Enjoy. And we also want to add that everything in this video is alleged. Yes. Salute, 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 family. Salute. Yes, fair use, fair use. And family, please subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber already. It is so greatly, greatly appreciated. Please hit the like button as well. Hit the hype button as well for your girl. Hype your girl up. I see y'all saying, hey, I hyped you. I hyped you. Thank you so much, y'all. Just thank y'all for all the love and support that y'all show me. And I'm sending that love and support right back to you all. But just thank y'all for hitting the hype and the like button and subscribing to the channel. Salute to all our subscribers and our supporters overseas as well. Salute to our new, old subscribers, everyone in the comment section, everyone in the chat be on fire, to the replay gang, to the moderator, Kendall Arthurs. Thank you all so much for all of y'all support. It's so greatly appreciated. It really is. Let's talk about it, family. Yes, because see, the people in Georgia, they have a question and they have some concerns about Tiffany's new business that she have in Fulton County. Yes, and you know what? They have a right to be, because Tiffany has a history of stinking up the joint with her new businesses, okay? She also have a habit of skipping taxes to the state with those businesses. Yes, so see, with this here flop shop in Fulton County, is Tiffany paying her share of Georgia business taxes? We're just asking a question. Okay? Because her two previous flop shops, that burger joint that was on wheels, and then her Aisha Properties that she uses as a realty company. I told y'all that lease Tiffany gave to the Fulton County Board of Registration smelled like skunk meat. Yes, it did. Now, is Tiffany paying taxes? Because we know that her two previous flop shops that she was running over there in Dalton, Illinois, is still under hardcore FBI investigation for this very reason as well, is that Tiffany barely paid taxes to the state. She'll take in your money. She'll charge you taxes. But she most rarely pays the dues back to the state like she's supposed to. So we just asking the question, is she doing that? Because a lot of residents in Fulton County and in Georgia are asking that very question. Because as y'all see right here, Tiffany has a habit of just thinking up anything that she calls herself opening up. Y'all come on down here. Y'all come on down here. Yeah, y'all come on down here to the new flop. Y'all come on down here to the new flop I got. Yeah, y'all come on down here. I got clothes. I got this. I got that. Y'all come on down here. While y'all paying taxes, is Tiffany giving the taxes back to that city and the state and the feds? Yeah, because as y'all see right here, that these are the subpoenas that the feds dropped on Tiffany. And, you know, the residents of Georgia, they have a right to bring this up. Because Tiffany had the Good Burger, as y'all see here. And then Tiffany also had her Aisha's property. Okay? Now, both of those was Tiffany's business. But as you notice, that the feds are asking for copies and records of Tiffany businesses. Okay? They want to know employee records. They want the tax records. Now, when the state have to ask, or the feds have to subpoena you, and they got your business down on these subpoenas, and they're telling you to fork up tax records, W-2 records, then what do that mean? They don't have it. Yes. Yes. So that was in Illinois. So, is Tiffany trying to pull the same in Georgia? Because so far, Tiffany opened up this new flop shop in Fulton County in 2025, around the end of 2025. So it's really no tax records showing what Tiffany paid in on her business to the state, or to the feds. But because Tiffany labeled her business as a private-owned business, it's kind of hard to see if Tiffany is paying in her dues the way she's supposed to pay in her dues to federal tax and state tax. Okay? Now, but it's a way that you can see it. Yeah, and we'll talk about that because a lot of the Georgia residents have a question about that. If she wasn't paying the things she's supposed to pay with her other businesses in Illinois, is she doing the same here in Georgia? Most likely, yeah. Because she got a history of doing it, I'm just saying, okay? I mean, it's her track record. It's her history. Don't get mad at me. I'm going off her history. You see it right there on the screen. She got subpoenas for those very two flop businesses that she was running in Dalton County. Good Burger, you see right there, INC, and then Aisha Properties, INC. Yes, and on top of that, family, they also have, if you see, right here, they say they want employment records, they want data, they want every piece of information about Tiffany's businesses and her as well. They want copies of checks, like if people had wrote her checks at these businesses and things like that. They want receipts, basically. And most likely, it ain't no most likely, they don't have receipts because they wouldn't have it on the subpoenas for her to fork up this type of stuff. So is she going to do the same thing with Fulton County? That's what the residents are talking about now. Yeah, that's floating all through that Fulton County area and the Georgia area as well. Now, as y'all would see as well, that you will see at the bottom, it says about wage and tax statements. Yes, wage and tax statements allowance. They want the W-2s and all that for Tiffany businesses and Tiffany as well. Okay? Any above named individuals. Y'all see it right there at the bottom line. Any above. Any above named individuals. that's on the subpoenas. And who names are on the subpoenas and what businesses' name are on the subpoenas? It says it right there. Tiffany Henyard, Good Burger, INC, and Aisha Property, INC. And her friends of Tiffany Henyard. Yes, her Tiffany Cares Foundation. Tiffany had another bogus business that she said she was having a cancer foundation. That's what they talking about right there, family. She opened up this bogus cancer foundation, said it was going to help and benefit cancer patients, but guess who it benefit? Nobody but Tiffany and her goons. She never once gave one red dime to anybody with cancer to help them at all. So the state had to tell her to dissolve that until she fork up paperwork regarding that their foundation. So see, Tiffany have a habit of not paying nothing that she opened, nothing that she's involved in. Now, Tiffany will take in your money, but her forking out money to pay bills, no, it's obviously she don't. You see it right there. She don't. No, she gonna take in that money, but she sure ain't gonna fork it out. And as y'all will see, that Tiffany's new flop, okay, in Georgia, Fulton County, it's not publicly disclosed, okay, as a privately owned streetwear spot. It is not legally required to publish its sales or net profit, okay? So it was the same way with her other businesses as well, and that's why the feds on top of her head right now, because Tiffany will open up spots like this, take in money, take in taxes, and just keep it all. She will not give it back to the state. The feds simply got it on her subpoenas. Yeah. And then y'all will see that her business was only started in late 2025, as y'all will see. Okay? And because it has been operational for a short time and handles private retail sales, its annually income remains undocumented. Okay? Yeah. So it remains undocumented. Y'all see it right there. Okay? So, let me push this down some. So, everything that she's doing now, you really can't tell because it's undocumented at this time, because she opened up in late 2025. Well, in late 2026 of this year, that would have been a year. And then we will be able to see if Tiffany's name goes on the delinquent list, okay, with the state and things like that. Oh, because they will put it up there. Yeah, in Georgia, see, it ain't nothing like Illinois. Yeah, see, that's what Tiffany think. She think that she can come to the South and that she's going to treat us the same way. Like she's going to take money from us, but she's not going to give back tax dollars the way she should. Because, see, in Illinois, she bypassed all that. You could tell by the subpoenas. But, see, it don't work like that in Georgia. It don't work like that in the South, G. Because you open up a business, and if you don't pay your taxes, they're going to be on you. But that's what the residents of Georgia is concerned about. Is she just racking up money, but not going to put any of her tax dollars back into the state? Great question, though. That's a great question that they are asking about now. And believe me, family, when I tell you they own it, they are on it. They are on it. They are not playing about their tax dollars at all. So check this out. Now, y'all know that Tiffany is under investigation, as y'all see right there. And her subpoenas and the investigation, it don't specifically state whether Tiffany Henyard paid sales or income tax for her Good Burger truck or her Aisha thing, okay? However, the business faced significant financial and legal issues, including being involuntarily dissolved by the state and failing to pay anything and falling delinquent on rent, okay, and bills. So Tiffany was falling delinquent on rent and bills and things like that, which we already know, with her Good Burger and her Aisha property. Okay, she don't like to pay rent. She don't like to pay taxes. She don't like to pay none of that stuff for her businesses. So I'm waiting to see if she gonna pay rent or how long is she gonna pay rent at the Fulton County spot, because Tiffany has a habit of the people that she rents from. She has a habit of not paying them. It's just a matter of time. So we'll most likely either see something like that pop up in the news about she ain't paid her rent at the business, or she ain't paid her rent with her so-called lease that looks real skunk meat, because that lease it smells like skunk meat. But anyway, she has a habit of not paying for the Good Burger truck and all that by sitting on that college campus without paying them their rent or their fees, none of that. So see, Tiffany wasn't paying bills or rent with Aisha's property, and she wasn't doing it with that raggedy food truck, okay? Tiffany was a squatter. She was a squatter on that college property, and she had her truck squatting, okay? Both of them were squatters. The truck was a squatter, and Tiffany was a squatter. You just can't make this up, family. It's bad when you and your food trucks are squatters on a college campus. Yes. Unbelievable. But check this out. Check this out. Aisha property. See, Tiffany been running that for about, 19 years now? She's been running that about 19 years, but she can't run it anymore because the feds got it sold up on subpoenas. Y'all seen it when I showed y'all that Aisha property is on the subpoenas, which Aisha is Tiffany's middle name, okay? So this right here is sold up, so she can't really do anything with the Aisha property anymore. But this purpose of, we already done talked about this. The purpose of me talking about this today is that the residents of Georgia are really concerned about, is Tiffany going to pay her portion of taxes in their state? Now, she done opened a business and all that. She always do that. You see, with the Good Burger, with the Aisha properties, with the Tiffany Henyard Cancer Foundation. She knows how to open stuff up. But what she don't do is pay. It's all on the feds. It's all on their paperwork. So that's what they're saying, is Tiffany going to pay her share? And so a lot of people were saying that they, at the end of the year, because at the end of the year of 2026, this year, Tiffany would have had that spot in Fulton County open for a year. Then they could be able to see if she is paying, because if you go through the list, how to find that out, it'll tell if the feds haven't been paid or if the states haven't been paid. Okay? Now, that's that Aisha property stuff. And like we said, right here, Tiffany number, before the feds even start investigating Tiffany's Aisha property, her number stayed at $239,000 and $184. It stayed at that number, family, for years. But Tiffany was operating out of it. She had properties out of it. She was renting the house, the molded house and stuff that they put a big red sticker on and said it's unlivable. Yeah, but she was still collecting money from that lady, and she was still collecting money from Section 8 for months. But Tiffany wasn't putting nothing back into the state for as taxes is concerned. No, she was not. Now, This number stayed like this, 239,000, for years. It never changed. As if Tiffany's just saying, yeah, I make this every year for like 10 years. I don't make a penny less or a penny more. It stays just like this, which shows something was real shaky and flaky, and that's most likely why the feds have this Aisha property real estate business on their subpoenas. Yeah. Yeah. Aisha, who is the CEO? It says it right here. CEO is Tiffany Henyard. Yeah. How long it's been open? It says right there, family. 19 years at the bottom. Yeah. But the feds got it kind of wrapped up now, so Tiffany really can't do nothing with it. So the people was actually saying that this is what they are going to start doing after Tiffany has been in business for a year, which will be late 2026 of this year, like I said, okay? Now, this is how it goes. If a business, like if she fails to pay all her taxes, if she fails to pay state and federal taxes, the government may file a tax lien, which is a matter of public records, okay? And y'all will see federal tax lien. Check the county clerk office, okay? The superior court clerk in the county where the business operates. Federal tax liens are recorded there. So, if the people want to know in Fulton County and Georgia if Tiffany is paying her taxes at the end of the year, they can go to that superior court clerk in the county where the business is operating at, okay? And then they will be able to see if federal tax liens are recorded there. So if you go there and you look, and you can see if she paid federal taxes by if they have her name down as, or her business down as, a lien is on it. Because she is not reporting taxes or not giving them their federal tax to the state and all that. And then they will put her on this here list as a lien. Like now they finna put a lien on her business and her until she pays their property tax for Fed taxes. Okay? Now it's the same way it goes with state. If you want to know if her business is paying taxes to the state, and like I said, you can't really do it now for the residents who are concerned about it and have questions about it. You really can't do it now because she opened up in late 2025. So you will have to wait until late 2026, which will be a year. And then at the end of this year, if she files her taxes, if she pays her taxes, and if she gives the state and the federal their taxes, then you won't see her business or her name down on their list as lien. But if she don't pay it, you're going to see it listed as lien, okay? You will definitely see it listed as lien. So for the state, they have here is similar to how you do the feds, okay? If the Georgia Department of Revenue has had to impose a lien for non-payment of state income, sales, or employee tax, it will be filed with the local county property records. You can use search tools like UCC online service through the Georgia SOS portal to search for recorded liens, okay? So you will be able to do that and to see if she's paid her taxes, okay? So like I said, you have to wait to about the end of the year, but this is for the residents who have been asking that question when I was down in Georgia this past week, and they was all talking about, they was wondering if she's paying her taxes, because in Illinois she was not doing that. She was just collecting money, and her businesses are all on subpoena. Her old businesses are all on subpoenas. because, and they asking for wages, employee wages, taxes, W-2s, W-4. They just asking for everything, okay? And so that's why they was wondering about Georgia. And it is a very great question. Because Tiffany is known for just taking and not giving. That's just her style. So my question is Tiffany paying her taxes? Is Tiffany paying her taxes like she's supposed to? That's the main question. Yeah, because a lot of people want to know in Fulton County and everywhere else. Is she paying Fulton County sales tax? Will she pay it at the end of the year, or will she not pay it at the end of the year? But I can tell you right now, Georgia is nothing like Illinois. If Tiffany don't report in sales and pay what she collected in sales tax to that state, Tiffany's going to be in a whole lot of trouble with Georgia feds. And see, Tiffany think it's a game because she's so used to doing this. She's been running that Aisha company. They had like 19 years or whatever, and Tiffany didn't do nothing that she was supposed to do, evidently, because Aisha property, real estate property that she's owned, is wrapped up in federal subpoenas. And most likely, Tiffany ain't forking up all that stuff. Because she don't like to fork up receipts. She don't like to fork up receipts. So we can't wait to see if Tiffany pays her taxes, or if Tiffany gonna wind up on that long lien of Georgia. Is she gonna wind up on the lien list for the state for not paying taxes and sales taxes and all that? Or is she gonna wind up on the state one, the state or the federal lien? We'll see. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, but it is a great question. So, because Tiffany, she don't have a habit of paying her business taxes, none of that. Her rent, her bills, she don't pay nothing, as y'all see. That's her track record. And you know, you just have to go by how she move. That's all. She don't, all of her businesses that she had, those 3 businesses, Aisha, the Good Burger, and the Cancer Foundation, none of them was in good faith. None of them was in good standing with the state or local government due to unpaid taxes, missing annual filings, and all that stuff like that. Late rent, bad faith business practices. Then some of them was wrapped up in lawsuit and all that. So it's just crazy, family. It's really just crazy. Most of them was wrapped up in a lot of lawsuits. And now those businesses are on FBI subpoenas. So the only one that's not on FBI subpoenas is when she ran to Fulton County and opened that one up in a whole nother state. But most likely she's going to run that one the same way she ran those other 3 in Illinois. I guarantee you, most likely. Yep. Now, the main question is, Tiffany, do you know you have to pay your Georgia state tax and your Georgia federal tax at the end of the year? We just want to know, do you know that? Because over there in Illinois, you act like you didn't know that you had to do that, okay? You act like you didn't know and that you could just get over on people, which you did, but the feds had, you know, they subpoenaed you for it. But the thing is, it don't work like that in Georgia, because as soon as you miss 1 year, which will be here the end of this year, that you're going to have to fork up some sales tax to the state, some sales tax to the federal government. Yeah, you're going to have to fork that up. With that there flop business, I don't give a damn if it's $40. You better fork it up to them. Oh, yes. And they're going to want receipts, too. Something that you're not good at doing and keeping or forking up, because you never do. You didn't do it over there in Illinois, okay? Because they still over there right now asking for receipts that you won't fork up. But I can tell you right now, that shit ain't going to work in Georgia. Because once they tell you they want the receipts and they want you to pay your taxes and you start acting like You don't have to do it. Watch and see how quick they send you a letter and put you on that there lien list. And we sure gonna be looking for the lien list to see if you pop up on there, because most likely you will, because you have a history of not paying. Point blank period. Okay? Yes, because the South ain't nothing like Illinois. You gonna get them they duckies. Oh, you gonna get them they money. You gonna fork up something. And you're going to have to learn how to fork up receipts. We're going to see, do you know how to really fork up receipts? Do you really know how to keep receipts? We're going to see now, huh? Because Georgia, this here South, they going to make you fork up those receipts. Ain't no ands, ifs, or buts about it. No, They don't care nothing about it. Yeah. So, they don't care what Tiffany try to pull and try to be slick by not paying her taxes. You can guarantee you Georgia gonna be on it, because the residents in Georgia are already on it, because they was emailing me and asking me while I was down there about the taxes. Is she paying taxes? I was like, I don't know, but so that's when I decided to do this, to let everybody know how it goes. So we will see, will Tiffany pop up on that list, and most likely she will, because she don't like to pay. Yeah. Most likely won't pay no rent either, because Janetta say she owe her 10 grand, and Tiffany still trying not to pay that lady her 10 grand after Tiffany done ran to a whole nother state and opened up a whole nother store. Then she could have gave her previous landlord in Illinois, Janetta, her 10K. Tiffany don't like to pay. That's why. So what make us think she gonna pay Georgia? They sales tax, they state tax, they federal tax. See, that's where the feds are already hot on Tiffany right now. But it's really gonna get hot, because Tiffany thinks she don't have to pay nobody. But see, this here South gonna show up otherwise. So, yeah, that's what they wanted to know. Let's get on this janky video they had. Family, this got to be the most janky video. I have never heard of a stadium who called themselves renovated it, and it looks totally new, and it's all together, and it's, they put so much money in it to remodel it, and then they renamed it, and they did all that, but they got a janky surveillance system. Do they have a janky surveillance system, or did someone tamper with it? It's given tampered. Yeah, because it's quite strange that when they used to do recordings a while back that they have scrubbed off the internet, I'll show you that as well, their surveillance was much clearer. Their pictures was much clearer. Everything was much clearer. Yeah. So let's talk about this urgent appeal that Karmelo really needs. And so I want y'all to check out this blurred janky video that Texas put out on Juneteenth weekend. Yes. And y'all see that but you know, the funny part about it, family, is that they was able to show Austin coming in with his goon squad pretty clear. See, when it came to Austin coming in and walking in, that surveillance or that video was very, very clear. But when it came time to show Austin and his goon squads and Hunter goon squads picking and messing with somebody, all of a sudden, it don't look like this. It looks like this. What? Oh, wow. But anyway, family, we're going to check out this old janky blurred video that they put out in Texas on Juneteenth weekend, okay? Which was very disrespectful as hell, may I add, okay? Now, it only shows the world the demonic and the evil soul of most of the leaders that's in Texas, okay? Because they put this out on Juneteenth. What is Juneteenth? Yeah. They decided to hold this video until Juneteenth. That was demonic and evil within itself. Whoever decision that was evil and demonic within itself. So that right there shows us what we're dealing with Collin County leaders, okay? And the judge or whoever else who, that roach or whatever else who did it. But that was planned perfectly for them. They strategically did that. Yeah. They did that for the hell of it. Now, it was given while y'all celebrating freeing slaves and the freedom of slaves. We released a video of Karmelo to show y'all how we still railroad y'all ass. Now go tell Harriet Tubman that, since she loved the railroad so hard. That's exactly what this here was given when it was dropped on Juneteenth. Yeah, this is a day that y'all supposed to celebrate slaves being free, but you damn won't celebrate Karmelo being free. See, we got him in cuffs and chains. While y'all celebrated getting out of cuffs and chains, we're going to release this on that day that you're celebrating being being out of cuffs and chains, to us showing you somebody in cuffs and chains. What? Wow. Okay then. Yeah, okay then. See, Juneteenth. This is what Juneteenth is. And Juneteenth is really what's, it's supposed to, it marks June 19th, 1865, when Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce that the Civil War was over and all enslaved Black Americans were free. Okay? Now, you notice the state that they said the Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas. Who released this here janky-ass video on Juneteenth? Texas. See, they were sending us a message. The same type of message that the Juneteenth was celebrating. Celebrate enslaved blacks were free. While we throw y'all out a video showing a black being arrested and in handcuffs with a janky ass body cam date. Okay? We're going to get to that as well. See, all of these are urgent appeals, and we're getting ready to go through that. But I just wanted to talk about how demonic and disrespectful this here was to do on Juneteenth. Somebody planned this perfectly for them. Because you see right there, the Union troops arrived in Texas to tell everybody that the war was over. Yeah. And all enslaved Black Americans were free. That was Texas did that. And it was Texas who released this trifling video on Juneteenth that didn't do nothing but give us more evidence of they violated Karmelo terribly when it came to his constitutional rights. Wow. So on the weekend, Juneteenth weekend, they did that. And, let us remind y'all of Carmelo on Juneteenth. Yeah. How we violated his constitutional rights. Yeah. And how we did a evil and demonic setup And how we railroaded him. Yeah, the same way we railroaded them back in 1865. Yeah, we railroaded him in 2026, the same way we was railroading y'all ass in 1865. And who it said was? Texas. Wow. But it's given that they picked a day which was not a great idea to do. It was disrespectful. Okay? But the thing is, it's given that they picked a day to specifically play in our ancestors' face and in our face. By pushing this here Carmelo Anthony video out. And pushing this body cam out on Juneteenth. Okay? And I can tell you right now, why they thought they was being smart putting this out on Juneteenth, on our Ancestors' Day. Man, they gonna wake up ancestors. Ancestors, man. Ancestors do a lot. They work through nature. Yeah, they do. They work through nature. And see, by them doing this, and they was sending a message on Juneteenth, they weren't sending no message to us. Basically, they was sending a message to play in our ancestors' face, okay? But I could say, yeah, along with playing in our face as well. But the thing is, they did it on the Ancestors' Day. Black Americans' Ancestors' Day. And that didn't do nothing but shake ancestors, okay? And ancestors usually work through nature, okay? The higher power works nature. Ancestors work nature. And I'm just hoping that our hurricane season don't be bad. I'm hoping now, I'm looking at hurricanes, tornadoes, and all that stuff. I just hope this stuff don't. I just pray that it don't. But I'm going to report on it if it happens. Yeah. Because, see, Hurricane Katrina was something else. And I'm going to tell you right now. Messing with them ancestors like this right here on the screen. Wow. Especially when you had a bunch of people. Our ancestors was done so long back in the day. And they picked this day to dunk on our ancestors by putting something like this, a black American child, all plastered throughout Juneteenth, and trying to humiliate him, trying to humiliate black Americans. And it didn't do anything but backfire, because the things that we saw here definitely proves that Carmelo Anthony needs a urgent appeal. Quick, fast, and in the hair. He don't need to be in there. He does not need to be in there. Now, let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk about how they did this right here. Let's talk about this old janky video that they released on Juneteenth. Oh, somebody thought they was real smart, didn't they? Somebody thought they was real smart by doing this here. Yeah. But, see, the ancestors was working through everybody. Showing. And see, no matter how much somebody looked like they tried to make it to where we can't see or we can't tell nothing, don't underestimate the brains of a lot of people. Okay? See, while they thought they were playing in our face, they didn't realize that we were all smarter than what they realized we were. There's so many people breaking this here janky-ass video down and breaking it down real hard. Unbelievable. But let's check it out, family. Yeah. Let's check it out. Now, this is Austin and the Goon Squad finna come in, family. Austin and the Goon Squad. There go Austin and the Goon Squad. Okay? Now, y'all see how clear that is? Y'all see how clear that is. You can see what type of shoes they wear. Okay? You can see the backpacks of the people in front of them are red, right? Yeah. You can see all this. This is they camera, they surveillance that's attached to this here stadium. So this camera plays perfectly, right? But the camera facing the goon squads going up to Karmelo to start some mess, all of a sudden, you can't see a red backpack like this. You can't see the shoes clearly. You can't see none of that. Look at this here John Deere tractor. Oh, this stuff here is clear. Look at the trash can. You can tell the trash can is green. You can tell the wheels on the John Deere tractor, whatever type tractor that is, look like a John Deere. Okay? Yeah, because see, we here in the South. We know what John Deere's look like. But anyway, or it could be a truck with some, I don't know. But anyway, the purpose is, you see that you could tell the colors of everything and everybody. Okay? So they wanted to show us Austin coming in. He coming in real clear, family. Check it out. He coming in real clear. Oh, yeah. Look at these backpacks. Yeah. Look at here. You can see everything so clear. You can almost tell who this boy is. Okay? Yeah. Look at the sneakers. Oh, you can tell everything. But when it gets to the other camera, so you mean to tell me this stadium have one nice camera and then one shitty camera? Or was that other camera footage tampered with? Yeah, it's given tampered. But okay. But since they wanted to play in our face on Juneteenth. Yeah, Look at the goon squad. Now, this goon squad is rushing. Then you go see Hunter. There go Hunter coming in. Oh, there go Hunter coming in. Okay, so now, let's count them, family. Let's count how many is with Austin, and then count how many is with Hunter. Okay? So, Austin, he got him 3. It was 3 of them. He got him 2 of the goon squad. Okay? Then here come Hunter. He finna come in. There go Hunter. And so it's Hunter and another guy. So, all together, that's 5. Okay? All together, that's 5. Now, check out Karmelo. He's in. Hold on. The Good Burger. Oh, Lord, the Good Burger. Family, welcome to Good Burger. Girl, did you pay them damn taxes over there in Georgia? Because we sure gonna stay on it. Yeah, I'm glad you popped up there. Because we want to know, is you going to pay the taxes for that new flop down there? So, let's go back, family. Okay. So, it's 5 of them. It's 5 of them. So, let's check it out. Yeah, it's 5 of them. Look at the goon squad. Oh, they walking with a purpose, too. Oh, they walking with a purpose. Here come Hunter. Okay, so it's 5 of them. Okay, so now they getting ready to show Carmelo come up out there. Okay, there go Carmelo. Now, my thing is, this is Carmelo. Carmelo is by himself. Carmelo is by himself. Carmelo is by himself. There you go, right here. He by himself. He didn't bring a homie. He's not walking with a homie. He's not walking with a goon squad. He's not walking with a purpose. None of that. None of that. He come out of there, he's by himself. And it's raining. Okay? And he's just walking. And as you see, there's a tent right there. He passed that tent. But as y'all can see, that tent is jam-packed. But he don't know anybody at that tent. Nobody called him to that tent. So he kept on walking. Okay? He only stopped at that raggedy-ass memorial tent because his friend, allegedly, it ain't no friend right there, Eddie, told him, hey, you come in here. And he went. Okay? So check it out. He ain't trying to start nothing. Look at him. He by himself. He walking by himself. There's another tent. So it was 2 tents out there, look like. Now, now they already in here at this point, but we're gonna go how they all went up in there, cause they Austin don't know if y'all could see it, but you see kind of hard for you to see, but you got Austin and then you got Hunter. Okay, you got them two by. It's hard to see it. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait until it starts at the time when Austin and them start walking up there, and then I'll slow it down a little bit. But this is just regular speed right now. They already in there messing with Karmelo, and I'm gonna show y'all some things, but we just gonna look at it like it is right now with this janky ass video. Yeah. See how you can't make nobody out? You see what I'm saying? Y'all remember how that other video with Austin and Hunter coming in? You could see the 2 people in front of them had red backpacks and all that. You see how good quality that video was that shows the entrance of Hunter and Austin coming in? And then the video footage that's facing this area at the stadium is grainy, janky, glitchy, all that. Now, people say, oh, well, it looked like that because they zoomed in. No. Have y'all ever recorded something? I tell you one thing. Go outside and record something. And then when you record it, just record it about a minute. You come back in and you look at it. Now, if you blow it up, the colors do not disappear. If you take a video of, say, your house, or you outside, or you playing, or at the park, you take a 1-minute video and you play that 1-minute video back, it's going to look good, right? Even if you blow that video up, you will still be able to see the colors people have on. Everything just don't turn black. No, it does not. Everything just don't turn black unless you done tampered with that video. I don't give a damn how much you stretch it and enhance it and bring it close to you. You might not be able to, people face or something like that might still look blurred, but what they have on do not change to black. Everybody got on black. Everybody that walked past this camera got on black. Now, we know that that is a school color, but I'm saying everything is dark. If you notice, the only thing they really lighten up is the goddamn tent, yellow. And it's the girl with a poncho on, yellow. Everything else in that track field still got the little redness in it. But everybody and everything else is black, dark. Why is that? Mm-hmm. And this them up there messing with Carmelo right now. But we're going to show when Austin and them walk into the stadium. But I started it right here, and then we will go back. But this them in there messing with Carmelo right now, trying to make him leave and swinging and carrying on. You see, what's his name? Arm came out just then. His arm is out. They arms out. They arms out. Messing with Carmelo was up there sitting down. And Carmelo runs up and leave out. And if y'all notice too, but we'll keep it going. Now, right here, they messing with Carmelo, right here. And you're going to see hands swinging and all that stuff, but we'll show that in a minute. I'm just going regular speed right now. And if y'all notice, when the poncho falls down or come down, that person just magically disappears. Why is that? They in there starting mess. And my thing is, they show us Carmelo walking past those other two tents. But you know what they don't show us, family? Is when Carmelo comes up to that tent and him going up there and sitting down. Why did they keep that out? Because it shows that Carmelo was called up there. You most likely would have seen Carmelo look up and then be like, okay, yeah. And he walks up and he gets out of the rain in that tent because he was called up there. Okay? But you notice they cut that out and they only start Carmelo walking past the other two tents, but they never show him coming up on that memorial tent. Okay? Now, let me do this right here. Let me do this right here. Let me do this right here. Okay. Let me go right here. I don't want to go to them. I want to go right here. Okay. Let's check this out. Okay. This is a little bit slower. Now, you can see that Hunter, Austin, and that Hunter is right next to him. You can see that. You can see that. Yeah. And they hovering over Carmelo. Right here. They hovering over Carmelo. That's Austin. Right here. You can see another person right here in the middle where my pen is at. Then you can see another person right here on this end. So that's 3 right there. That's 3 right there. Yeah, that's 3 right there. Now you can see how their hands are stretched out. Their arms. Their arms are stretched out. You can see some movement. This is Austin. Right here. And this is Hunter, the other twin, is past the pole. But you'll see them blend in. But you can see they got the heads alike. And they are messing with Carmelo. I got it going slow. Now, this is Carmelo in this little gap right here. This is him in this little gap, but they hovering over him. Okay? He in that little gap. And this is a shame that they want to put something this grainy or whatever. See, you can see the motions of Austin right there. You can see, and then Carmelo dips up out of there. Bow! Right there up top. Yeah, so, and then you'll see the rest of them is still in there, and then they kind of, then you'll see this guy here put something in the trash can. See him? He put something in the trash can. What was he putting in the trash can? Do not know. But he put some type of evidence in that trash can. Yeah, he did. We're going to do it again. One more time. One more time. You got two heads. You got two heads. Right here. Austin. Then you got another one right here. And then you got another one over here. Carmelo is, they surrounded Carmelo. But this is the two twins. Hunter, Austin. Right here. Those two are together. And you can see the motion. You see somebody else have their hands out right here. They messing with him right now. They hovering over him, messing with him right now, right here. Right here. Because see, Karmelo was up there by himself. And went along with that so-called Eddie boy. But then you would see where Austin's arm is still out. Karmelo is right in this white spot, y'all see. Right? This little white spot. Right here where my pen is at. That's Karmelo. Because remember, Karmelo got on gray. He got on a gray sweatsuit. They hovering over him right now. And you just see a little peek of him right here. In this little gray little spot area. This is Austin. This is another dude. And then this is another dude. This is Karmelo in that little opening right here. Because you will see when he dip out, this little area going to open up. That means he gone because he going to come up here. Check it out. Check it out. It's going slow, but check it out. They still messing with him. Still messing with him. Okay? Now, remind you, this is in slow motion. So, it's going slower. I'm just doing it real slow. The people walking slow and all that stuff like that. I just want y'all to kind of focus right here. Because this is Austin. And then you got Hunter right on the side of him of this pole. But Hunter's right here. Austin's right here. Karmelo is right here in this little middle. Then you got another dude right here, another dude over here. That's 4. That's 4. There it go. And he gets up top. Right there. And you see how it opened up so much after he come up out of there? Yeah, they had him surrounded. And then he goes and he runs. And he even look at this dude put something in the trash can. See, he put something in the trash can and walked off. But that's Karmelo now. Karmelo is running. Now, I kind of want to, I don't have to slow it up no more after this. I'm going to put it back on regular, I guess. But my thing is, do y'all see how fast Karmelo is running? That's somebody scared. That's somebody that's running their ass off. Carmelo ran up the bleachers past the top of that tent, then ran across and ran back down. So, and the lie that people was telling that, oh, he tried to leave and they had to catch him from leaving. No, he went to go get a coach, a teacher. Something that Austin and Hunter should have did when they say they wanted him to move out of the tent. Well, that's not Austin and Hunter's tent. Yeah, the school got their name on it, but it's still not their property. And they have said other kids have stood up under other tents before that's not a part of their school. They do that because they know other people that go to different schools. But my thing is, you see how when Karmelo was running for his life, basically, he went and got a teacher. That's what Austin and Hunter should have done when Karmelo was sitting down and they didn't want him in there. They should have, Hunter and Austin should have went to a coach or a teacher and said, hey, he's sitting up under here. I want y'all to get him up out of here. That's what they should have did. But they didn't do that. You know, they didn't do that. Unbelievable. 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 And see, Karmelo is still walking with his teacher. You see him they got him in the white light. But he's walking with a teacher. He's not, disrespectful, acting stupid. He's trying to tell his side. Now, at this time, nobody knows that Austin is, now this is this janky body cam. But what I'm saying is, at that time, nobody really knew that Austin was seriously hurt until Karmelo and his coach walked back towards that area. And that's when they realized something wasn't right, and the coach turned Karmelo back around, and then they walked back towards the opposite direction, like going back towards the gate. Okay? But anyway, this janky video, my thing is, why do this video say February the 10th, 2016? Appeal, urgent appeal. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people feel like they don't see anything, his body cam was out of date or whatever like that. Family, let me tell you, that is a huge thing for a courtroom. Okay? Especially when it has a year of 9 years old. That is a huge thing that could have been fought in court to be dismissed because by Karmelo's defense team. But he had poor representation. Very poor. Gutter poor. Okay? My opinion. Now, that could have been fought in court. That, hey, we don't want this even to be admitted in court because it's a 9-year-old date on it. Even though the judge don't allow that, it still could have been fought and brought up in court. From everything we have read that was going on in court, because we went over a lot of the court statements that was going on each day, and we talked about it. We never once, we read about what this person said in court, that person said in court, this person said in court. We did hear an officer come up there, and he did a testimony or whatever like that. But what we did not hear is an officer explain why his video cam was 9 years old, date. Karmelo would have been 9 years old, 2016. You would have to explain to me why this date says 2016. That's automatic. Whether it gets thrown out or not, that should have been brought up so it can go on the record. That way, if the judge just stick with this here, body cam or whatever, at least it's on the record for an appeal. Okay? Because I'd never heard an officer explain why this video has 2016. That is required. It is required for an officer, if his body cam is off date, to explain why it was off date. He's supposed to say, okay, either the battery went dead or either it's a new body cam, and then you will have to check and see if that is a new body cam, okay? This is what his defense team should have done. All of that. But that officer is supposed to explain why his body cam date is 9 years old into date. The scene is what happened, but you still have an argument with the date. That's not something that you just say, oh, you know, his body cam is off for some reason. You know, like, oh, why his cam got 2016? Oh, well, it is the incident, and you leave it alone. No. We can leave the shit alone. But when it comes to that courtroom, that should have been a main issue. I never heard anyone that was inside of that courtroom reporting on this trial that the officer had to explain why his body cam said 2016. It's required to do. If a good defense, make him tell it. It's required to do. And you get that thrown out. And if the judge don't grant it to be thrown out, it still was on the record that you wanted that dismissed because of the old date. And the explanation that that officer gave you, you most likely wasn't feeling it, and you don't feel like it should have been omitted inside of court evidence. You know? So that's all I'm saying. And I'll show y'all that in a minute, that what I'm saying, I can bag it up, because it's clear. I'm going to show y'all how it's supposed to go with an outdated body cam. Okay? But let's check out this right here.
Dispatch 443, I got these. And the criminal treating the victim. Again, he's at the north end of the stadium. Alright. Anyway, like that. Look here. I know I'm not doing one more. I'll be around. Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here. Over here. For now, okay?
Look how wet his shirt is. Tell me it wasn't raining.
Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now today. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. There's going to be a gate that's wide open there, and you come to the victim from there. So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pocket and stuff and all that? Stabbing? Okay. A little personally, okay? Just to make sure. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
Now, Carmelo said, I told him don't put his hands on me. I told, and people say, see? He wasn't jumped, or it wasn't 2-3 people messing with him or something like that. Let me tell y'all something. And I want y'all to follow me, okay? If you have, say, a person that you're in a confrontation with inside of a tent like that, right? That person walk up on you with 3 or 4 people. That person starts clowning on you, snatching your bag, throwing your bag and all that stuff. And then that person starts wailing, punch you or hit you. And then you're focused on that person, but you got the other people that's with that person got some licks in on your ass too. Okay? They got some licks in on your ass too. But because you are so focused on the main threat, like that's the person who confronted you. That's the person who's telling you to get the hell out. That's the person who done socked you. And then the poke happened and then you run. When it comes time for this, you're not really focused on, because it's not like they jumped and stomped. They didn't stomp on them. You know what I'm saying? What they did was, when Austin socked him and was taking his bag and he socked him, it was some more that started socking Karmelo too. Well, Karmelo ain't really paying those licks any attention because he focused on the main damn threat. Okay? And then when he gets out of that little spot and then he sits down with the police, what are you going to say? I told him or her, don't put their hands on me. You're not really focused on the other ones that kind of socked you upside the head while you and this one was going at it. You see what I'm saying? When that main corporate socks you and hits you, okay, and then say 2 or 3 more get a couple of licks in. If they don't stomp you out, they just get them a couple of licks in. Well, hell, you don't know where the licks coming from or nothing like. You just know you into some shit because you done got socked by the main person. And then when you stick and move and start running like hell, you're going to tell people that person is messing with me. Even though other people got some licks on you, but you really don't know who got them licks on you or something like that. But your main focus is to tell people, I told him or her, don't put their hands on me, and they did. That's where this right here, because we clearly see where it's 2 more people up under that tent got some licks in on Karmelo. So if I'm at it with one chick and 2 of her friends or 3 of her friends get about 2-3 licks off on my head, but I'm focused on this chick, I gets out of that situation with this chick and runs up the bleachers. Then when they say something done happened to that chick and that chick is laid out, I'm going to tell them, I told her not to hit me, because that is the person that I was arguing with. I'm not going to say they jumped me, because they really didn't jump me. They just got some licks in. I'm going to be talking about this chick that's they say is laying down. And I'm going to say, I told her not to hit me. Or I told her to leave me alone. I told her don't put her hands on me. And she did anyway. You know? I ain't even thinking about the folks that got their little 2-3 licks in. That's what I'm feeling that happened right there. But check this out. For those of you who have never been in a scrap like that, which I have, that's how come I say that's most likely 99.9% how it happened. You have to be a man or a woman who has been in that situation before in school, where you know where somebody tried to jump you, but then you focused on that main one that started the shit. And then you kind of whooped that one down, and then after it's over with, the next day or whatever, I have said, yeah, I whooped her butt. Her friends got some licks in, though. But I ain't worried about that. Long as she know I ain't nothing to play with. You see what I'm saying? So, my main focus is, now if something would have happened to that chick, I would have most likely said, I told her, don't put her hands on me. Because that's exactly what happened to me, family. I'm getting off the damn school. I'm getting off the bus. She was behind me. She waited good till I got on the steps of the bus and pushed my ass. And I went dead head first onto the concrete. Bam! But I tell you, it didn't bother. I act like that concrete was a soft mattress because I sprung back up and she got her feet like at the bottom of that step and I snatched her back. And it was on. But when I got through, yeah, she was laid out. But she ain't passed away. But my thing is, I can remember about 2 of her little friends getting some licks in. And then I remember some of my friends, because I had some with me, that was getting licks off of the other ones that were trying to get licks off me. So that's what I'm saying. But when my mom and everybody heard about it, knew about it, and my mama said, what went on? I said, shoot, I was going down that bus and she pushed me on the steps and I went head first. So we started going. Guess what I did? Guess what I left out, family? I didn't say, her friends got some licks on me too. I didn't say that. I'm just telling my mom, this is the person. Yeah, they done told my mom too. But yeah, why you fight her or what happened? She pushed me down the stairs and I jumped up and I grabbed her down one of them stairs and we was going at it. Oh, okay. And I left it alone. I didn't tell my mom, 2 or 3 of her friends got some licks on me too. So y'all see where I'm going with this? So when Karmelo says right there with that police officer that I told him don't put my hands on me, yeah, he talking about that main one that was bullying and messing with him. The other ones just got some licks in. He ain't focused on that. He focused on the main culprits to tell what happened. That's why I believe he said what he said, 99.9%. That's the truth. If anybody would talk to Carmelo and tell him. But I guarantee you he did feel some licks. But, hey, we don't talk about the licks. But for people who ain't never been in a scrap or been in a fight or something like that, and they own here these old round COONs that ain't never been in nothing, these conservative COONs who ain't never scrapped, don't know nothing about the street, about scrapping, ain't never had to fight about 2, 3, or ain't never been in something where somebody got about 2, 3 licks in on them or whatever like that. They don't know. But if you get some licks in, the people who got some licks in or whatever like that, you kind of really don't even, you just disregard that. You just worry on the main focus. And I think that's what Carmelo did right there. 99.9% that if you talk to Carmelo, he'll say the exact same thing. And he'll probably say, yeah, I know that they were getting some licks in, but he wasn't even trying to focus on them. He just telling them what happened between him and Austin and Hunter. See what I'm saying? So, but anyway, and I still ain't heard. They said that Karmelo had told the police. I ain't alleged. I did it. I didn't hear that on no body cam. Where that at? Boy, they know they lying around this camp around here. But anyway.
You don't find her reaching her pocket, anything like that? You good?
And he started saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Very compliant. This wasn't intentional. People, keep your hands to yourself.
Check your hood here, buddy. Okay. I'll tell you what. Lean this way, so you're not resting on your hands, okay? All right. See a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay? All right. So your first name is Karmelo. Let's see. I don't know yet. Carmelo. See.
Okay. People, tell your kids to keep their hands to yourself, okay? Because everybody ain't going to play that. 'Cause I'm going to tell you right now, that girl who pushed me down them damn bus stairs, nothing but a bully. Nothing but a bully. Nothing but a bully. Bully everybody. Bully everybody. Went to school with twigs in her head. And we was in high school. Went to come there with twigs in her head and everything. Just straight trifling. Bullied everybody. And it don't matter about you going telling a parent. Because the parent didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn. They let that girl just act a fool. I'm going to say her name, Sandra. I ain't going to say her last name, Sandra. Yeah, she pushed me down them damn stairs on the bus. I was right at the edge of the stairs, went down by 1, 2, and all of a sudden, bam! Well, she's just a bully. She was a bully. She would mess with somebody when you're going to school, when you're at school, in the lunchroom, in the bathroom, in the gym, on the playground, at when you have third, fourth period at the gym or whatever you're doing. She gonna bully somebody there after school, on the bus. You get off the bus. The girl was chaos. Chaos. Just how they say these Austin boys was. Chaos. Her parents knew it too. They didn't care. You know how many parents used to come up to the school and say, we in high school. That girl was a bully. But when she pushed me down them stairs, she got what she asked for. She got what she asked for. Oh, yeah, she got what she asked for. She got what she asked for. But anyway, this right here, as y'all can see, you can see their arm stretched out right there. Now, this little white gray spot right here, this is Carmelo in between. So, you could see Austin. This is Hunter over here. Well, he's scared. Look like he's scared. He don't want to started it and then gonna back all the way up, let his brother. He said his brother stepped in. We heard that news report. I played it for the Knowledge family. He said, I stepped in, I told him to move, and then my brother stepped in. So you the one started. But anyway, this is Hunter right here. And then this is Austin. Carmelo's right here, and you got another dude that's swinging. You got two arms coming across. And I think this is the time where he got poked. Because it was long after that. Yeah. See, Hunter started this thing. He said it himself. I let y'all hear. He said it himself that he started it, okay? So, our urgent appeal is, why Hunter? So, we already done said about the body cam. And I'm going to show y'all that too, okay? About what they say about the body cam. But the thing is, that's an urgent, that's an appeal. This boy, Carmelo, need an urgent appeal, okay? We're not talking, people want to focus on what happened in the tent. And now you could see a little bit, but you could clearly tell that Karmelo was surrounded by those boys, okay? They walked up there in an urgent way, went straight up that tent to Karmelo. So that was a mission they had, okay? We seen that. But my thing is, this urgent appeal is, what did they do wrong in the courtroom? Because this urgent appeal is only going to focus on what the error was in court, not the incident itself. Just what the errors are that was made inside of that courtroom during Carmelo Anthony's trial. And one of the errors made was nobody had that officer that I know of. All the articles we read and what we let play, people talking about it, that they was in the courtroom and what they say went on in the courtroom. I've never heard anybody put in either one of their articles or their report that the officer had to explain why his body cam was off date. That is required to do if the defense had made him do it. So he had poor defense. That's another part of appeal. Okay? Actually, man, Karmelo could have represented himself better than that. But anyway, and the second thing is, along with this here body cam, is Hunter. Hunter was the main part of this thing, and he never was brought in to testify because they knew he would mess around and tell the truth, because he messed around and he was telling the truth on the news. He said it himself on the news. I told him to move. My brother stepped in. So he should have been called to testify because he was right there standing with his brother. He seen everything that went down. He can be made to testify. Yes, he can. He was right there and he agitated this here incident. He was the agitator. The agitator should have been on the witness stand. That's another appeal. But then they let Hunter come in to do a victim impact statement. No, G. If you can't come to court to testify, you don't need to make the victim impact statement at the end of the trial. Appeal. Because the main witness, that Eddie, he called Karmelo in the tent, so he was a witness, and he stunk up the joint by perjuring himself, which is another appeal, because, I'm going too fast because I got so many appeals that makes Carmelo's situation to be an urgent appeal. Somebody needs to put in an urgent appeal for this boy. Real quick, fast, and in a hurry. But number one is the surveillance. Number two, the surveillance off date, 9 years old. Okay? Number two, Hunter was the main witness. He said he started it by saying he told him to move. It wasn't Austin that told him to move. He said, I told him to move, and then my brother stepped in. That's on a news report. He said it. I let the family listen to it a couple of days ago in my last video. Then, the third one, so that should be appealed because the main witness was missing, which was Hunter. Yeah. Appeal. Yeah. And then the third one, so we got the surveillance, and then we got Hunter. Okay? That's two. Number three, y'all will see right here, before I get to number three, let me write that down. Number three. As y'all see right here, a corrupt video usually fails to play normally. Visually, it looks like freezing, missing frame, color shift, green or purple blocks, and all that. That video had some glitches in it. And I didn't go through that, family. Y'all just go and look at the video, and you would see that it's some white lines that go up every now and then, horizontal. Then it's a black little dot that'll appear at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. It's a flash right quick, but it's black. And then you'll see a white one. It looks tampered with, okay? It looks tampered with. So, that surveillance, number 3, should have been checked for editing, tampering, altering, all of that. And it wasn't. But like I said, that trash defense, my opinion. Okay? But it's grounds for an appeal. Urgently. Okay? It says here, to check if a video file is corrupt, play it in VLC Media Player, as it can often bypass glitches. Okay? Alternatively, use command line tools for FFmpeg to run a quick check, or drag the file into a dedicated repair software to scan for data errors. His defense could have did that. But it's given the defense was a part of throwing Karmelo up under the bus, according to his performance, my opinion. Okay? And so, it could have been checked. It could have been checked. And that damn date. Now, let's talk about the body cam. No, Texas state law does not require the visible timestamp on body-worn cameras footage to be perfectly accurate for the recording to be considered valid or admissible in court. Timestamp discrepancies, such as those caused by incorrect time zones or technical clock drift, and common and can be explained in court through testimony. Okay? So you see, they can use, a body cam footage that's not perfectly accurate. And I can, like if it was a day or 2 or 4 days out of date, they're still pushing it. But 9 years? 9 years? It's 2026. That body cam had 2016. That's 9 years. Karmelo would have been 9 years old. Okay? Now, as y'all will see right here, corroborating evidence. Because the timestamp is unreliable, the exact time of the incident must be proven through other means, such as dispatch log, witness testimony, or surrounding contents within the video. While a faulty date stamp or time stamp will not cause the judge to automatically throw out the footage, it does open the door for the opposing side to challenge the video's timeline during cross-examination. If you are dealing with this in a legal case, then you need to consult with a lawyer, whatever. But as you see, if the defense had opened the door, it gives an open door to the opposing side to challenge that video's timeline. And I'd be damned if a good lawyer, if Karmelo would have had one, would have done that. And they would have done that. That video is 9 years old. And most likely what that high-paid good lawyer would have done is said, did you arrest anybody last week, sir? No. Did you arrest anybody week 4 last, sir? Yes. What is the time stamp on that video that you arrested? Because you was wearing your body cam, right? Yeah. What's the time stamp on that there video that you arrested somebody 2 weeks ago? Do that says 2016? Oh, I don't know. That's where the defense supposed to subpoena that shit. And see if the last time this officer made an arrest was his body cam saying 2016 then. If that body cam was saying 2026 or 2025, then, hey, throw that out. Throw that out. Throw it out. I don't care how much you say, oh, the battery had just went down when I arrested Carmelo. No. Because your shit was right 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks prior to this incident, your shit was right. Now, all of a sudden, on my client, it's wrong. Throw this out. Throw this out. Yeah. Even if the judge don't throw it out, it still would have been on the record that that defense lawyer asked for it to be thrown out. That way, when an appeal comes, he can bring that back up and then subpoena more stuff about that surveillance camera. That will most likely prove stank. Because that whole thing smelled like skunk meat. I can see a body cam being off a month. 9 years? They just played with this boy. Unbelievable. While a faulty date or timestamp will not cause the judge to automatically throw out the footage, it does open the door for the opposing side to challenge the video timeline during cross-examination. I didn't hear nobody say that they did, and if they did, let me know. I didn't hear nobody. Grounds for appeal, urgent appeal. The incorrect timestamp affects the evidence weight or credibility, not its legal admissibility, as long as the witness, such as the officer, can authenticate the video and establish that it is an accurate depiction of the event. To successfully omit the footage, despite the error, the party presenting the video typically needs to clear a few evidentiaries hurdles. You see what I'm saying? So the defense was supposed to put this officer through some hurdles about that there timestamp on his body cam that says 2016. And it also shows us that Collin County is very, very sloppy and lazy, because there's no way that an officer should be running around with a body cam that has a 9-year-old date on it. I don't give a damn battery stopped working or not, none of that. But like I said, that's when you have to ask, what did his timestamp say 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the last time he arrested somebody? What did that timestamp say? How long has his body cam been like that? So anyway, wow, I'm just shocked that they didn't question it. And as you see here, official public records, under the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Art 2B0112, if a member of the public and attorney files a written request for body cam footage, they must provide the approximate date and time of the incident. The agency uses this information to locate the files in their system, even if the screen digital stamp is slightly off. You see what I'm saying? So with his body cam being off, he's going to have to file it when he does his report as the body cam is off, and he's going to have to fill out everything happened when he had Carmelo and all that. But he also needs to put on there that his body cam was 9 years old date. Did he do that? I'll wait. I didn't hear none of this in court. And if so, the people who was reporting on the trial and who attended the trial, I did not hear them specifically explain that this officer explained the reason his body cam is off 9 years. So it's required. It's required. It's required for him to explain that. And the recording officer or a witness must testify that the video fairly and accurately presents the evidence in question and that the footage has not been altered, edited, or tampered with. Is that why he didn't get up there? Is that why I haven't heard that the officer went up there? Because once he get questioned about that body cam being off date, he has to put under oath that, it hasn't been tampered with. It hasn't been altered. It haven't been edited. But if you know it has, nobody will ever ask you that question. Y'all will just roll with the damn date. 9 years ago date. Come on now. Urgent appeal. Urgent appeal. That officer was supposed to testify that that body cam that has a 9-year-old date on it was not altered, was not edited, was not tampered with. I ain't even see it on no report. Now, yeah, the fourth one. See, while they were trying to be smart and throw this stuff out on Juneteenth, trying to play in the ancestors' face, trying to play in Black Americans' face, yeah, while they were trying to play it all in our face and stuff like that, as y'all will see, urgent appeal, because he didn't have a partial jury. He didn't have a fair jury. It didn't have no blacks on the jury. Appeal. And then the Sixth Amendment. Yeah. See, they have violated two things on the Sixth Amendment. And then the right to confront witnesses. Where was Hunter? Where was Hunter? Where was Hunter? Hunter was supposed to be a witness. He was the main person there. He was a part of this mess. They violated Karmelo's constitutional right. I just gave y'all about 5 F-ups that the trial did. See, I'm focused. This all gonna matter on the appeal, not the incident. The appeal, you cannot put nothing that's regarding the incident itself. You have to only put in appeal what you think the court did wrong, the judge did wrong, his defense lawyers did wrong, all of that. What they let slide, what they let go by and wasn't supposed to. Because I smell a lot of roaches up in here. Dirty roaches. Yeah. He was violated. He has a right to have someone confront witnesses. And they did not. Because Hunter was the sole main witness that should have been on that stand to testify, and he didn't. They kept him away. And they didn't bring him in sight until after the verdict to make an impact statement. What? Yeah. And the lawyer was stanky. My opinion. My opinion. Yeah, that old janky date y'all see there. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Why does that date say that? Carmelo was 9 years old. Yeah. He was 9 years old. Now, you can clearly see right here where his two arms going. This person right here is not Carmelo. A lot of people think that Austin right here that's swinging up, a lot of people thought Austin is right here, family. A lot of people thought this is Austin. I mean, this is Carmelo. This is not Carmelo. Carmelo is this light color right in between. He got on a gray sweatshirt, remember? That's him. So you have Austin throwing a punch, and then you got a friend over here throwing a punch. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, too. Yeah. How trifling. Now, let me say this right here, because you can't put blindfolds on me after I done seen what I seen. It seems like that's what they trying to do here. We looking at this thing, but it's people that's trying to tell us we can't see what we see. Even if it's blurry, we can still see. We can still see. We can make out that it's some punches being thrown, and it's not Carmelo at first. Carmelo is the little gray dot right there in the middle where my pen is at. This is Austin right here, and this is another guy right here. They both swinging on him. This is Hunter right here, standing here with his scary ass after he done started. Now, my thing is, you can't put blindfolds on me after I done seen what I seen. You can't put the blindfolds on me. I done seen something 2 minutes ago, and then you put blindfolds on me now and say, what you seen 2 minutes ago you didn't see. What? You can't do that. You can't make me forget what I seen. And that's exactly what this Collin County trying to do. That's what it's giving. Yeah. Carmelo had all kind of snakes because the damn Eddie invited him in there, and Eddie didn't help protect his ass not one time. Not one time. Eddie was in on it too. I believe Eddie's the one set him up. I believe Eddie told Karmelo, hey man, come on up. Because Karmelo was walking by himself, minding his damn business. And Eddie talking about, come on up here. And Karmelo took his ass up there. And something tell me, Eddie most likely text them Austin boys and told them, well, Metcalf boy, whatever they is. And then told them, hey, he here. He up under our tent. Trying to get some shit started. And that's exactly about what he did. And that's why you seen Austin and Hunter come through that gate with a purpose. That's what is given to me, my opinion. My opinion. Eddie texted their ass and told them to come up there. Because, see, Eddie been lying the whole time. I ain't through with him. I'm coming back to that because that's part of another appeal. See, this case here, that trial smelled like skunk meat. And Carmelo needs to get an urgent appeal because the boy, once they put in that appeal, they got to wait on the transcript. But they got to push that clerk to give them the transcripts. And right now, I have not even heard Carmelo's family or anyone say Carmelo has a paid appeal lawyer. He has a court-appointed, he requests for a court-appointed appeals lawyer, okay? It's not guaranteed the court is going to grant that. Because remember what we talked about in the last video, family, that it's a lot of residents in Texas are saying they don't want their money to go on an appeals lawyer for Carmelo Anthony. So his court-appointed appeal lawyer that he requests for may not ever be granted. And time is steady ticking. And if you let that court clerk sit on her ass, because most likely that's what she's trying to do. I ain't seen a transcript yet come out. If y'all can wrap up a damn case, a deletion case, y'all can wrap this up in 3 days, right at 4. Then her ass should have the transcripts out at the same amount of time. No, sister. You're not going to drag ass for a month with the transcript, because the more she drag on, the more time goes by for Carmelo to put in the real appeal with a real lawyer. They only have about 30, 60 days, if that. And if she drag on for like, say 50 of those days before she give them a transcript, now Carmelo and his lawyer only got like 10 days to go through that whole transcript and jot down the errors that was made in court and then send it in right quick before his appeal is no longer good. Yeah. Once a person put in an appeal, that shit just don't sit back and they give you all the time in the world. No, they give you about 30 or 60 days. And so far, about 14 days have been gone. And he still doesn't have a lawyer. Not that I heard of. Because they clearly said he requests for a court-appointed appeal lawyer. And it has not been granted yet. So, he needs a paid appeal attorney. Do he have that? I haven't heard the family say they got it yet. Only thing I heard the family say is that they keep snatching down their GoFundMe page, or they GoSendGo page, or they GoSpotGo page, or whatever the hell pages they trying to do to collect more money. That's the only thing I've heard them say that's going on. I have not heard them say, hey, we got him an appeal lawyer. I haven't heard that. But somebody need to get on the ball. Because Carmelo obviously said in his appeal that he's penniless. He can't do it. An appeal lawyer, that state can sit on their ass for a long ass time and then say, nah, we ain't gonna give him one. It's not granted. Because he's asking for a court-appointed appeal lawyer. So if they deny it, which that's why all the residents in Texas are saying they don't want him to get an appeal lawyer, court-appointed one, because it come out their tax dollars. And they don't want their tax dollars to go to his court-appointed defense. Wow. Hopefully we'll hear something about he got some type of appeal lawyer that's working on this shit right now. Because this is unbelievable. But what I also wanted to say, family, was that you got some field builders. You know, back in the day, our ancestors, we had field builders. We had, some of them was in the field working their butt off, right? Then you had the house flunkies. Yeah, you had the house flunkies. You had the one who was out in the field doing the do. Muscled up. Working. Yeah. Then you had the house flunkies. Yeah. You had the jive turkeys. Yeah. You had the house flunkies. Do everything for master. We sick, boss? Yeah. What can I get for you today, boss? What type of mission you need me to do today, boss? Yeah, you got them kind. And our ancestors did not fool with these type of house flunkies like One-Eyed Jack. They did not. They never trust those type. And we sitting here in 2026 trusting these type. What? Our ancestors never trust these type. That was we sick boss. Tearing our people down. Our ancestors didn't play that back then. Our ancestors knew these type of people was dangerous to our community, to our culture, and to everybody that was on that plantation. This type of person right here, that house flunky, was a danger. You had to keep your eyes on them, and you couldn't play with them, because they'll sail you up the road in a minute. They'll set you up in a minute. They'll tail master in a minute. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Y'all out here talking about canceling people. No. Cancel, that's old. That's an old word. You need to start boycotting these same people. Anyone who is a danger to the community is harmful to the culture. They're disrespectful to the culture. It don't matter about them having the same skin color as you. Our ancestors didn't trust these type house flunkies. No, they did not. And I noticed that a lot of people are focusing on that incident, and that is okay. But what I'm saying, I'm focusing on his appeal, because that's what's going to get him up out of there. And they need an urgent one, because that was an unfair trial altogether that violated Carmelo's constitutional right. All up and down, up and through it did. And see, you notice that a lot of these people who are talking against this child, they don't want to talk about the appeal and the unfair trial. They just want to keep saying, oh, well, he shouldn't have had this, shouldn't have had that. How about tell your kid don't put their hands on nobody? How about that? Yeah. Because it is against the law to even push somebody. But it wasn't against the law for Karmelo to have the tool, multi-tool, that he had on him. It was not illegal to have that. But it was illegal for Austin to push Karmelo. Nobody talks about that. Nobody said, everybody, just stop right there. If you notice, these COOs, they do not want to talk about, okay, everybody keeps saying, okay, well, if I push you, you shouldn't come back with this type of force. No, let's stop. The main question is pushing illegal? The answer is yes. So that means Austin started off with a crime. Damn how anybody want to say or whatever. The point is, when you push somebody, you put your hands on somebody, it is considered a crime. Look it up. So first we have to start there. That when you push somebody, you just committed a crime. So who committed the crime first? Austin. Wow. And these COOs be acting like they got a hell of a lot of intelligence. Huh. Wow. Wow. But they don't want to talk about Karmelo's appeal. You notice that they keep talking about, now, you got some people that understands Texas law, and they reporting on the shit, right? Then you got some people that know the law, but they still trying to make it as if Karmelo intentionally did something, and he did not. The trouble came to him. We simply saw the Austin boys and they 4 other friends go strictly up there to Karmelo and admitted that they pushed him first. That's what Hunter said. That's a crime. That's why we tell people, tell your kids to keep their hands to themselves. If we in the grocery store and we just haul off and push somebody, that's a crime. You go to jail for pushing somebody. Now, I've noticed that these COOs, they don't want to talk about how unfair the trial was. You know why? Because then they would have to have the conversation about Carmelo's constitutional rights being violated. Then they would have to come to the conversation of why Hunter didn't testify. Then they would have to come to the conversation about this bar, how his attorney was terrible. So they don't want to have a conversation about that. Wow. And can anybody tell me, why haven't the news, and while Jeff Metcalf was going on his rant, can anybody tell me why Jeff Metcalf didn't put in his rant? You know why he was talking about how terrible black people are and how we have no intelligence to be on the jury? That's another thing that they excluded black people off the jury, and Jeff Metcalf clearly snitched on his friends and told why black people wasn't on the jury, okay? But that's a violation within itself of Carmelo Anthony's constitutional rights, okay? I just showed y'all that. Now, my thing is, while Jeff Metcalf was on his rant and he was talking about, oh, you guys got about 5 baby mamas. Well, y'all got baby mamas. While he is not with Austin's mom, and she's a baby mama. She is his baby mama. But my thing is, through that whole rant, why didn't Jeff tell us the grade average of Austin and Hunter? Do they have a 3.7 grade average IQ? I'll wait. Because I just noticed that the news haven't said anything about that. Jeff hadn't said anything about that. Hell, the twins' mom hadn't said nothing about that. What was Austin and Hunter's IQ? Because I heard that they used to be suspended and they was bullies. So, and the way we saw them going inside of that there field stadium, they was on a mission, and yeah. But my thing is, what was their grade average? Because the one who had a high grade average was just sitting down, chilling, and didn't want any trouble. Walked in the joint by themselves. The Metcalf boys walked in there with 4 other dudes. With the goon squad. Carmelo walked in there by himself. Yeah. Y'all don't want to say what the grade average was? That's okay. I can only imagine. But anyway, because everybody keep talking about, oh, he's supposed to have a scholarship. Oh, he's supposed to have this, supposed to have that. Karmelo was too. All of them supposed to have scholarships. Well, could somebody fuck up some grade averages? I would like to see him. I'm just asking a question anyway. I'm just asking a question. Yeah, that's all. Now, y'all see how this here stadium can really take pictures? Do y'all see how this stadium's surveillance or pictures or whatever See how clear they could take pictures? Yeah. But, see, this place was remodeled, you know? This place was remodeled. And it went from this here shack of a stadium. Yeah, I see it. It went to that there shack. To that there. To that there. To that there. Mm-hmm. So they could take good pictures, huh? Now, I noticed when, because we did see on this Frisco ISD, these people like do all the recordings on game time. You know, like when they having a game, they would have clips of the game and things like that on websites and things like that, right? I mean, me and my team seen it a while back. This was like it had to been when this thing first happened, right? It had to been when it first happened. And so, put a pin in that, family. Let me say this too while I was talking about the grade averages. I'm gonna come back to this right here. When I was talking about those grade averages, and I heard a lot of the COO, right? They were saying that Black Americans started the racial thing within this here, incident. Even the Metcalf guys saying that, everybody was saying that Black Americans started making this incident a racial incident. That couldn't be so far from the truth. But these are people who never followed this case from day one. We have. And I'm going to bring something to y'all attention. Is that, you know what made this a racial thing? And it was not Black Americans. It was other ethnic groups. Let me tell y'all what happened right quick, and then we're going to get back to this. Carmelo, when he got arrested, he had a bond. A couple of days later, they set a bond like the next day or 2 days. See, these are for people who don't know about the case. They just coming in and automatically saying Black Americans started this. No. He had a bond like a day or two later. We was on top of it. It was $1 million, right? And then when he went to his bond hearing, a black judge, beautiful lady, lowered Carmelo's bond to $250,000. And oh boy, that's when the other ethnic groups made this into a racial thing, because that female judge was black. She reduced Carmelo's bond from $1 million to $250,000. And they went at that lady. Other ethnic groups went at that lady. It was not Black Americans. It was a black judge, female, who lowered Carmelo Anthony's bond to $250,000. And then, like, the next day or two, he got out. And that started. So don't sit up here and tell us that it started, this racial stuff started within this here incident, or this case started with Black Americans. No, it did not. It started with other ethnic groups, because they called that judge all kind of names, called Carmelo all type of names. That's when they started threatening the family, and they was throwing out, those bad racial words and all that type of stuff. The judge had to get FBI to come in and investigate the threat she was getting. She had to damn near go in hiding. That's what made the roach come in, because this lady was terribly done. They changed it into a racial thing. That was other ethnic groups. Right after that judge, that was only 4 or 5 days after Carmelo was locked up. She lowered his bond from $1 million. So anytime anybody tell y'all that black Americans started this to make it into some type of race thing, that's a pure D lie. It started with that. 3 days after Karmelo was arrested, when that black judge lowered his bond, they went haywire. They went bazonk. They went bonkers. Oh, yes, with all that stuff. So, back to this. I noticed that about a year ago, when this happened, this place here has a lot of football, the Frisco ID. They take pictures of the football games, and they have different things. That's how come they was able to show people the video of the incident, the blurry one, yeah. That they were showing people this video before the video even hit the public, okay? Now, they also will record games and put little different clips on their, website or whatever like that, right? Because that's what they do. They was the one that took the videotape of this incident and let other people see it. Well, we noticed that my team, we wanted to go back and check out, because we remember I said, you know what? When we saw how their games look and little clips of their games about a year ago, that shit was clearer than what we see on this here, the incident what happened with Karmelo and them, right? So I said, let's go back to their website and let's see how clear they had their other games that they used to report on and other filming that they had. They have like short minute clips of a tackle or short minute clips of the band and things like that, right? So I said, let's go back and let's see how clear that camera was showing then versus this here incident. Guess what we seen, family? They got that up there. Page not found. What? Done scrubbed it. Done scrubbed it. I'll be damned. Done scrubbed it. I said, no. Let's do that again. Done scrubbed it. Oh, no, you won't be comparing no videos about 2 years ago versus the video we let y'all see. Well, I'll be damned. Yeah, so I couldn't get it. I should have did it. We should have did it when Karmelo first got arrested, And the only reason why we saw it then, family, is because when he got arrested and they were saying it was at some type of field, this here stadium or whatever, Memorial Stadium, we wanted to see, what the stadium looked like, what kind of school was it, because we was reporting on it. And we went back and we clearly remember seeing a clear version. That's why I say I believe the people who said they saw a clear version at this IDS place. And now it's blurry. Because my team and I specifically went to these people here website when it first happened. Y'all see right there, it got 2016. Check it out, family. It said the grand opening feature for matchups between all 8 Frisco ISD varsity football. Oh, they hyping it up, right? And you see the date. It say September 2016, right? So, and isn't it quite strange that officer's body cam say 2016? Yeah. But anyway, so family, so we remember, hey, because we was looking at it and we was saying, man, when we saw how this stadium looked, man, it looked at, they was showing the football tackles, doing like a 2-minute clip and all that. Let's go back and see, because that's that same angle that they showing us now with Carmelo and them situation. That's that same angle we seen when we checked them out damn near a year ago. Honey, family, we went right here, right? And then when we hit that thing to go into it, that's what it told us. Page not found. What? Y'all gonna scrub this whole damn page? So, you mean to tell me that players that wants to see their old grand opening feature matchups that was between 8 schools, football teams, if they want to go back and see their matchups now, they can't. Because this what you get. Wow. And he told our ass to return home. Right here. Get your ass up out of here. Go somewhere else with that. Y'all ain't finna compare nothing here. Now, you gonna tell me nobody around there has cell phones? Because that's all they do when it's game time. I don't give a damn if it's raining or not. They have clear pictures of this here stadium when they want to. Yeah, they have clear. Everybody be recording. They even record they buses and can on. Yes, you can see it just as clear. Oh, yes, you can see everybody. What everybody got on, what everybody wearing. Yeah, these are the same bleachers. Yeah, you can see them. You can see their face. Oh, yeah, you can even see the horns in the background. Yeah, see the trumpets. You see everything back here. Oh, yeah, look at that. You see this person over here in the corner and all that. Well, you can see all this, right? But for some reason, Carmelo's surveillance is blurry. That's how it looks. Versus that. Versus that. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. We know it's raining. When it rains, don't that red track field supposed to be a little bit brighter? Don't this green supposed to be a little bit prettier? See, this thing here needs to be checked for tampering, okay? Because that type of track field right there, it's the same stadium. Looks nothing like that pretty orange red right there. Hello? Hello? No, it don't. It don't look nothing like that pretty red right there. That shit they showed us on that surveillance camera look like it's terrible trying to make out a red. And let me tell you, if you see it right now, it's just that white, just that burgundy pretty red. But for some reason, look how pretty that red is down here. Look at that. Look at that track field. Yeah. Now look at that bull. Look at that bull. They think we crazy. And especially with it being wet, that was supposed to show enough shine. That was supposed to show enough shine. Y'all ain't never ran track before. You can't even see the track lines on here. The track lines are missing. Where's them track lines at? Tell me, you look like, well, how is y'all people running in their own lane if you can hardly barely see the track lines? Somebody make it make sense, because them track lines look nothing like this track line. No, it does not. Why is there no track lines on that there video that they trying to throw to us? Yeah. Can y'all make out how many lanes are on here? How many lanes are on here? Barely. Yeah, where the lanes at? Boy, if this, look at this. What is this? What is this? Please tell me. Y'all gonna tell me this thing ain't been tampered with? Okay, my opinion, it has. Yeah, everybody ain't crazy. Anyway, family, y'all can clearly see that right here. It's some hands being thrown. Yeah. Boy throwing stuff in the trash can and every damn thing. Look at here. What did he throw in that trash can? And it was a boy cell phone. He was videoing. Yeah. So, I just wanted to show y'all that right there. Look at here. Yeah, if you go in person, that track don't look like that. That track do not look like that. It really don't. Y'all seen how clean that place was when they showed Austin walking up in there? How pretty clear it was. How nice it was. That's how it's supposed to look. But then, to railroad, my opinion, Karmelo, because it was self-defense, man. They came up there mess with that boy. You ain't supposed to push nobody. Pushing somebody is against the law. I'm sorry. Now, let me say this right here. Okay? Carmelo Anthony's uncle, this is uncle, he had put out a statement, and he said that he don't want nobody. Well, I'll let y'all read it. But in short words, he said, if anybody is out here collecting money on Carmelo Anthony's behalf or their family behalf, they are not authorized to do so. Okay? He says it right here. He says, we won't, he said, we just wanted to officially let everyone know that we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to get everything squared away with Karmelo. We also want to make it clear that no one has been authorized to collect funds on behalf of Karmelo or our family. When the official fundraising efforts are established, we will announce them ourselves through our official channels. Thank you for all the continued love, prayers, encouragement, and unwavering support. It truly means more than words can express. Just know that our spirits are high, our faith is strong, and this fight has only just begun. That was his family, his uncle. That was that man right there. So he said, if you see anybody that's collecting money on the behalf of Carmelo Anthony or his family, it has not been authorized by the family. He was also, it was given to me, family, because y'all know how our investigation thing do. But it was given to us that he's already done put out a warning, and that if he sees somebody collecting a lot of money, most likely they coming after that money. But they not going to say thank you. They most likely going to kind of do a legal route. Because he's saying nobody's been authorized to. You see what I'm saying? So, then Carmelo Daddy, he put this out June 12th. People, we are under attack. Okay? He said all money will be refunded, and we want to make another attempt without verification. Thank you in advance. So they had set up a thing on Spot something. And when they set that up on this money account called Spot something, the people told them, nah, y'all not gonna be able to do it, okay? And this is what he put that they said. He said they got a letter, and this is what the letter said. It said, hey, Kayla, that's to Carmelo's mother. It says, this is Maria from Spot Funds. That's it, Spot Funds. They had opened up another account on Spot Funds to bring in money. Supposed to be to help Carmelo's appeal. I done told people, and I can't say that's his parent, I can't say nothing, but I said instead of raising money, find a good ass appeals lawyer somewhere in that state or the neighboring state and talk to them, and they will help you set up something through third party. that appeal lawyer, all the money will go to the appeal lawyer. That's what you need right now. That's what you need right now. All that money will go to the appeal lawyer through that link. But don't nobody want to do it that way. I showed y'all the verification of that's how it could go if they get a good appeal lawyer. But for some reason, nobody wants the money to go directly to the appeals lawyer. Because I haven't seen anybody set up that yet. Only thing I'm seeing is people trying to set up funds or an account that the money goes into the account and then you take the money out of there and pay the appeals lawyer. That's what's going to be kind of hard to really get a stellar appeal lawyer. Because the stellar appeal lawyer would really want to see that there's a link set up in a third-party way that goes directly to their funds. That way they know why they're fighting. People are donating inside of their account to pay for the bill of Karmelo. But anyway, they set up a spot fund, and the spot fund took it down. And that's where Karmelo daddy was saying to everybody that, hey, we under attack, all money will be refunded, okay? Because he was saying all the money that people sent to this spot fund will be sent back to the people because spot fund closed it down. Okay, so you'll see that the spot fund wrote Karmelo's mother because she opened up the account. It says, I hope you are doing well. After carefully considering, we have made the difficult decision to remove your fundraiser from our platform as it falls outside our acceptable use policy terms and conditions section. Please know this decision is not a reflection on the hardship your family may be experiencing. We understand that this is an incredibly difficult and emotional time. Any donations received through the campaign will be refunded to the respective donors in accordance with our policy. We recognize that this outcome may be disappointing, and we are truly sorry for any additional stress this may cause. We wish you the best moving forward. Thank you again for your understanding. Yep. Now, when they close that down, y'all see that the Dominique guy, who stunk up the joint, too, in my opinion, he set up a Go Send Go account. Okay? And it says, a new fundraising campaign was started by Dominique Alexander. Anthony's family has had Dallas-based civil rights activist Minister Dominique Alexander as a spokesman through the case. So, you'll see down there it says that the Fox News Digital reached out to the Anthony family, Alexander, and Give Send Go for comments. Now, as y'all see, that is people, Fox said they reached out to Give Send Go, I guess for comments. Basically, not for comments, to see how much money or what's going on. I guess if you go to Go Send Go, you would see the Dominique went up, that Dominique set up, but according to the uncle, he says nobody has been authorized to put up an account. Okay? He said nobody. He didn't say if anybody put up an account besides our spokesperson, Dominique, it's not authorized. You see what I'm saying? He didn't add that in there. He said nobody is authorized to set up an account without it going through, without the family. And their family let you know who is authorized and who ain't. But in the meantime, nobody is authorized to collect money on Carmelo Anthony's family behalf or Carmelo's behalf. Wow. Yeah. Now, my question is, before I close up out of here, family, because I'm going in too long. But my question is, family, is that these incidents happen in Texas with teenagers in school. All of them are in the same state, Texas. Similar cases, but very different sentences. Okay? So all of these kids had a fight in school that resulted in a demise. Okay? Karmelo is the only one that really had the self-defense one that you could see that he was under attack. But he got the most years. Now, even with the same crimes, you would see one only got 12 years. The other one only got 15 years. The other one got 30 days in jail. That's it. The other one got 10 years. Karmelo, the only black American, got 35 years. Wow. But my question, last question, so y'all seen all those urgent appeals I gave y'all throughout this video, okay? Because you got his friend Eddie that should be put down as perjury because he lied all the way through the whole thing, okay? He lied about knowing Carmelo, all that. So appeal should be put in there also that in that trial it was a lot of error by letting witnesses perjure themselves, you know? And I would play hardball with Eddie because, okay, you're going to act like you don't know my son, and you know you do when you got up here and you perjured yourself. How about we put a civil suit against y'all? For damages, for perjuring yourself. Because you simply lied, and now you got all them years. So, since Eddie want to play that little hardball he played by testifying and lying and perjuring himself, then my family will play civil lawsuit perjury on Eddie's tail. Yeah. And, another thing is, a urgent appeal is you can't let witnesses go up there and give expert advice. The prosecution asks about 4 students, which they about 18 or whatever now, but they asked them 4 students, do y'all think that it was self-defense or deletion? And they said, deletion. You can't do that. See, that's another error, and the judge let it fly. So it is error on the judge's behalf for letting that fly. You cannot let witnesses act as an expert witness to say if something was a deletion or self-defense. They're not expert witnesses. They have no bachelor's degree in that type of field. None of that. You cannot ask them questions like that. That was totally violation. Totally violation. And then the judge let it roll. Now, Carmelo's defense never said objection that I remember. Only thing I remember is that Carmelo's side just told Eddie, oh, so you say you don't know him, but what about these pictures? And he said, oh, yeah, I know him a little bit. Well, it's still perjury. I would have to drop a civil lawsuit on Eddie. Yeah. 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 And if Eddie is underage, then the lawsuit will be on his parents. Point blank, period. Yeah, because they're responsible for him. But anyway, back to this. My thing is, Carmelo is the only one that got 35 years. Look at the pictures. Same type crimes. Some of them did worse than Carmelo. Less time than Carmelo. But my main question before I close out, and then I'm going to let y'all think about it. Did either one of these 4, or these 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? Because it looks like, I'm going to say 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say 3. Did either one of those 3, did Texas release their video footage of these boys' surveillance incident on Cinco de Mayo like they did Carmelo Anthony on Juneteenth? Did any one of these guys get their video released to the public on Cinco de Mayo? I'll wait. Matter of fact, I'm not going to wait. Y'all put it in the comment. Yeah, I want to give a special thanks to everyone who donated to our last video. Thank you so much for helping support the channel. Thank you so much for helping sponsor our last video. So I want to tell these people thank you so much. Big Buck Barbecue, thank you so much for your generous donation and also helping sponsor our last video as well. Kenneth Dawkins, thank you so much for your generous donation, and thank you as well for sponsoring our last video. G. Portis, thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity, and thank you for helping support our last video. And if y'all would like to support the video, please do. I appreciate it. Sending loves and hugs to you all. But once again, thank you so much for Big Buck Barbecue. Yes. And Kenneth Dawkins and G. Portes for helping sponsor our last video and the generosity that y'all gave to the channel in our last video. Thank y'all so much. Sending loves and hugs to you all. Also sending loves and hugs to the Knowledge family. Thank you so much. Thank you to the replay game. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Chat be on fire. Thank you to everyone in the comment section. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you to our moderator, Kendall R. Thank you, all of y'all. Sending loves and hugs. Big hugs and love. And please be patient with me, family. Because like I said, me and my team are planning for my family reunion. And it's coming up pretty soon. And I'm kind of boggled down. But I'm going to keep pushing these videos out. But if they don't come out like every 2-3 days like they normally do, just bear with me. Sending loves and hugs to you all. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block you out from your goals and success. Bye-bye.